All right, what's going on, everybody? What's cracking? Welcome back to another episode of Is This Reefing? So legit, what we're up to today is just panning around the tank. I have the water off right now. Actually, I should probably unplug it. I just have it in feed mode right now. I just have the Nero 5 pumping food through it right now. Everything's just been going crazy. I made one of those little mount dealies that I showed in a previous video to finally get my Duncan in the center here, and hopefully it doesn't get knocked over. The goby and shrimp have just been making a ruckus in every direction, so I finally got this guy mounted up, so hopefully he doesn't kind of fall over. I do need to just commit and glue my torch here at the top. I've kind of got it. There's like a little fork in the rock, and I just have the what's it called, the frag in there. Same thing with this pink hammer. You can't really tell it's pink because of the blues right now. And then I did have the splatter in this little crevice, but it's basically this rock leaning on this rock, so it's not, it's always getting kind of moved over. So I put it down here on its own little sand holder, whatever we'll call it, and it's actually looking like it's getting a decent amount of flow just with the Nero, and it's kind of out of the light a little bit, so hopefully it actually kind of likes it down here, and if it does, awesome. Galaxia still hasn't moved, so that's doing good, and I still haven't had a reason to move this crostata torch over here, so until I feel like it needs to move, it's gonna live there. Everything else still doing good, but today's video we're gonna address this hot mess, or at least start to. There's a couple things that I need to do. One is, as we talked about in the past, there's just junk all over the inside. It's just real dirty. My ATO is just going crazy right now. Actually, maybe I can just kind of unplug it for now. All right, cool. Now it's unplugged. I'm going to get all this, move it aside, probably take the skimmer out for now. This is that UV sterilizer. As you can tell, this detritus is just on top of it. That's how much no flow is going on in this sump. It's a real problem, and I'm trying to address it. And what I think I'm going to do here is, I might not be able to complete it in this video, but I do want to at least clean it and do a water change. I'm going to take in the egg crate that used to be my lid and kind of making a platform that I could stick in here. And the goal is to make a little basket that I could put right in front of this baffle, right? And think of putting this, connecting it to that where the water line is, and forcing the water to kind of go through a basket that I'm going to make out of this, so I can use filter floss, and maybe I just use these in here, and that way I stop the restriction that is up here at the corners. Just let the water completely flow over that and do all of the filtration down here, as if I had a way to have socks, but I don't. So I'm going to make a little basket situation, and then we're going to get things flowing down here. First things first, though, I'm going to try to scrape everything off the walls and everywhere in there, and then I printed a little vacuum nozzle that goes right on this pump that I use to do water changes, and so the hope is I could use this and just scrape and get all the detritus and everything off the walls. So yeah, I gotta find this scraper that I have. It's over here. I'm gonna start scraping down the edges, move everything out. Maybe I can move the UV sterilizer, just stand it up over there. And then I'm just going to have to move the sump around and start to actually vacuum it out. We'll probably check in once I've kind of made some cleaning, but for the most part, we're just going to get right to it. And I'm probably just going to show you the end result. Kind of cool. I got I still have the starfish down there. He's doing great, so definitely need to pull out water, but hopefully not enough so that he is exposed to the elements. All right, I got the UV sterilizer out of the way. The starfish is doing what it's wanting. I know I got I was about to say crawdad, a life of growing up on a ranch. But I've got all of this rock. That is pond matrix. And then the starfish is, just running around doing its own thing. So what I did was I did have a ball of Chaeto that was kind of like stuck, and a lot of Chaeto is just stuck right here, which is kind of a pain. So I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to clean this sump in stages. So here's the plan now, gentlemen, and yeah, probably just gentlemen. I took out as much as I could that was whole, and I have this in this little cup here, okay? It's the one I had the fish in and stuff, and there's holes and stuff in it. So I think my goal now is I have a little bit left, and there's a bunch of stuff living here, and I will add that to there later. What I'm going to do is I have this scraper, and see if I can just do this. Let's do this with one hand here, and this is the goal, is to just come in here and just scrape away and clean up this fucking glass, you know, and do my best. It's a little big, so I'm probably just gonna have to get it at angles, but as you can tell, this is the plan. Kind of clean everything up off the walls as much as possible, and then I'm gonna do that to all the edges, and then I'm gonna come in here with that pump and specifically target the ground and the walls as much as possible, and then I'll see if I can't get a little bit over there, and that's going to be stage one. And then I'm going to refill the sump with water. Everything that I take out, I'll refill, and we'll just get the tank back on, and we'll let that go for like a day. And I have a brute, legit got a brute of water here. It's at 35 ppt, 74 degrees, seems low, but my tank's at that right now, so it's about an even swapizo of temperature. And then maybe the next time I go around it, I'm going to take these out, clean that up, and then any Chaeto that I get out of that, I'll keep adding to this guy, and I'm going to let this guy live in here, just in that guy, so it kind of like doesn't move around a lot. And then I can turn up the pump on the sterilizer, and I think that's just going to give me a lot more movement here in the sump. And then you can kind of tell I got a bunch of junk growing over here in the return too, so it's just from overfeeding and just bad husbandry, we'll call it. You know, I'll call myself out, but this looks ugly and this looks great. So the sump is legitimately doing its work, but I just want to kind of clean it up, so that's what we're after today. But I'll check in a little bit. All right, I got around, scraped everything as much as I could. Back there is actually pretty bad. So in the next series, when I put in that little compartment there, I'm gonna probably have to take off those extensions and then really clean back there before it gets really pretty bad. I'm probably gonna have to just manually move the I keep wanting to call him a sea urchin. Man, if I had a sea urchin in here, I'd be cooking. But the starfish, probably have to pull that guy out, just throw him on the floor. But just wanted to give you guys a sneak peek of like, this is just the detritus on the bottom of the sump. And it's just, I think this is why. I think this is 100% why they redesigned this sump. I don't know if you saw in other videos, there's just no water movement in here. And I have this pump, and it's probably at like 500 to 600 gallons an hour, and like you could not even see Chaeto moving in here, how stagnant things are. So like I said, I'm going to power that pump on. Luckily, I made that little 3D printed thing. I don't think I'm going to be able to get a video of it actually working, unless maybe I could just, you know, put the phone here and go extra wide or something, you know, and oh, that's cool. Look at that. Oh man, guys, I don't even know I can give you this macro of a shot, but look at this. Ugh. All right, well, see what we can do about getting you some footage of it getting kind of sucked up, and then we'll check in again. All right, gonna wrap this up. Put everything kind of back in. It's much cleaner now. Still dirty. It's best I could do. The suction cup or the suction tool I use a little too long. I can make a shorter one, but either way it works. So we're gonna go at this a little differently. I've got some more sponge wrapped in like 100 micron filter floss right out of there. So I'm gonna try to just get that really clean and then flow it into here. I think I turned this pump up a little bit so it has way more flow. And then I put these sponges back in. They're still super dirty. I dumped out too much water and I forgot that I wanted to clean these. But I wrapped some floss here on both sides. So it's just extra stuff to clean. So I'm gonna go ahead and get this thing filled up, turn back on, and then we're gonna get to going here. All right, everyone, that's it for this vlog. I know it hasn't been crazy eventful. Tank looks a little murky still. But it's because fresh water, it went in, things are getting a little whatever. So hopefully this does clear up. Every time I put some filter floss and they cover those, what's it called, the holes, dude, the water level is already pretty high, and then it just gets to the tip top. I don't know what it is. I gotta figure that out, because it just means that I can't run filter floss at the top, which is why I'm trying to run it down here. Unless maybe because I'm running 100 micron, it's a little too fine, so it's definitely obstructing flow. But even when I used regular like foamy floss, after like 2 or 3 days, nothing went through. It's possible that these Kraken cups, because they're only like 3 or 4 inches tall, like as soon as that stops, you're done. But anyways, guys, that's it for this one. Sump's as clean as I'm gonna get it right now for the most part. And like I said, it's probably only like maybe a 10 gallon change total, which is perfect. I've got all the Cheeto in this little container here, so hopefully it just kind of chills. It's real dirty, but you know, whatever. The detritus got really cleaned up here at the bottom, and I've got filter floss there. I got filter floss back there, and then I just jammed it right in the back there. So hopefully by morning those are just black, and then I can swap those out, and at least I know that I got some of it out, you know. But yeah, that's about it for this one, guys. Thanks for trooping it through with me, and I'll catch you in the next one.